This thing is so bright and like about ways I didn't even adjust the lighting or anything of the sort. I don't even know how I'm gonna start this because there's no need for an intro. I feel like it's just so superficial and unnecessary at this juncture. But anyway, I'm pregnant. Today is the 24th of November 2021. I wasn't gonna document my pregnancy at all. I don't know why, because it's such supposedly a beautiful thing, a beautiful journey, and or whatever the case is. But I just feel like a story, the greatest agony is a story untold. So this is just me sharing, in as far as I can share, in as far as I want to share, for myself and for my child and for my partner, you know. Because there's certain things that you obviously can't talk to other people about. And this is just me penning down my emotions and how I'm currently feeling. I'm not having a grand time on earth right now. I'm really not. I'm not saying it's because I'm pregnant, but of course that is a very big chunk of it. But just generally, you know, there's so much that I've come to realize that I actually have not dealt with a lot of things. I don't want this to be very long because I don't want this vlog or diary to be long. And I don't know how often I'll be vlogging and stuff like that. But just as an opening, I haven't been feeling grand. I mean, I don't know, I'm fucking 33 years old. Yes, I'm pregnant. It's not a bad thing, it's a blessing from God and I appreciate it. But there's just so much surrounding it. There's just so much, you know. I have never drank a single pill in my life. And I know it's for the baby and for the wellness of the baby and my wellness. But I've been diagnosed with high blood pressure, so I have to deal with that. I've tested for diabetes, gestational diabetes, because both my parents had diabetes, but I don't have diabetes as it stands. So tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment, which I'm going to find out those results. Because I'm much older, my child has a chance of having Down syndrome. I had to test for that. Yeah, well, and it's just so much at the same time. And of course I've been dealing with exams, but the one thing I am fortunate about is the fact that I fell pregnant at the best time possible because I've just finished with my exams. So it's a matter of whatever I'm dealing with now, I'm dealing with it alone rather than having to split my attention. And my partner is supportive in as far as he can be, but I'm alone. I'm alone in this, and so much is changing, and I'm very good at compartmentalizing things, but this I can't. Ever. My skin is in shambles. I'm starting with makeup on because I was shooting a video for YouTube, but I've been having to push myself to Nondi, yeah, that's wrong, but Vuk, that type of a thing. So yeah, man, I'm taking its day to come. I know Tito Unam. It wasn't part of my plan, but it's obviously part of God's plan. As guys know how I feel. I don't even want to lie and say I've been happy about a Senzeko, but I've accepted it, and I'm trying my best to deal with everything. Like I said, yes, my partner is supporting everything, but he's not in my body and he's not in my emotions. And there's certain instances where he can't come and be supportive in the manner in which I want him to be. Because, for example, tomorrow I'm going for my second doctor's appointment. He can't come to check the sex and stuff like that because he has to work. He's working overtime this whole weekend. So I have to go. There's no saying I'm going to wait for him and stuff like that. So it's just a lot of things at the same time, and hopefully after this doctor's visit and I can rest easy about the baby having Down syndrome and stuff like that, And if I have to go on treatment for diabetes, gestational diabetes, that is sorted. And yeah, man, I don't even have medical aid, but the clinic which I found in Cambridge, I had to lie a lot and say I live with my boyfriend, because our clinic here in this region in Southernwood just was not giving. I was so overwhelmed that day. But yeah, I went to the one in Cambridge. They're very lovely. Yesterday I cried because I told the nurses how I'm feeling and everything. And yeah, man, I just hope we can only get better from now. Like, I really, really hope. I pray and everything. So yeah, this is day one of my diary entry of my pregnancy vlog. So let's just hope it gets better from here later. The weather is very gloomy. Hope y'all can see me. Alright. Everyone's doing good. Today is the 7th of December 2021. I think it's like 25 past 10. I'm on the way. I'm getting ready to go to the clinic. It's around my 20-week checkup. I went 2 weeks ago Tuesday. I was supposed to go back on Thursday last week, but I just could not even get out of bed. So I'm like, I'm just so bad, guys. Like, let me go when I feel ready. So I'm going today. This is obviously entry number 2 of my preggy diary. It's been 2 weeks since the last one, my initial one, and I don't think much has changed, guys. It's just that I'm not saying things are getting worse, but the last time I ever felt like this was in 2017. Né? And my mood is attributed, or my emotions are attributed to a number of things. The last time I felt like this was 2017, when I was unemployed and I was in Joburg, and I think I spoke about that time in my life to you guys. But I was unemployed and I was basically, I'm not gonna say I was clinically depressed like I said, but I was very anxious most of the time. And now those feelings are coming back. My heart is probably beating at 1,000 kilometers per second, and that could also be because of the high blood or because of the anxiety. I can't drink camphor now because it's a danger to the child. And the reason why I feel like I'm feeling this way again is because I'm done with school. I'm just waiting my results. I'm waiting my results, and I don't have a job yet. So it's just triggering so many things that I thought no go kulo mjikelo uThixo kana uzaphinda ndifake kuyo. Yebo. But ke okwethu kuthembela kuThixo. In terms of the child, like I said, I'm going to the clinic today. I was supposed to go back last week, like I said as well, but in Ngaki, what I'm going there for now is basically to check out this hypertension business, because I might need to go to Frey, which I'm dreading. And as soon as you can, guys, I know I'm just saying this because I'm already in this position, as soon as you can get medical aid. Because as soon as we found out, my boyfriend tried to put me on his medical aid, but it's a pre-existing, my pregnancy is pre-existing, so it's only going to be activated after 6 months, and after 6 months I'm in deep, and I can't even get hospitalized to give birth. So I would have had to have medical aid before even falling pregnant, and falling pregnant wasn't planned. So I just have to suck it up. I really have to put on my big girl panties and suck it up. Yeah, bo? So I might have to go to Frey to get that checked out. And also, just a piece of advice from my experience, the gynae that I got was a recommendation from a friend of mine who just recently gave birth. He came highly recommended, but for me it was the worst experience ever. I would never recommend him because I know that I'm fat, guys, but you cannot be reminding me that I'm fat at every bacon turn. You cannot. Because now, what is it going to help? Am I supposed to be losing weight while I'm pregnant? The last straw was for me, I have not been able to eat anything, guys. I've literally been on yogurt, and once in a while I'll order breakfast from Wimpy. That's the only thing I can actually keep down. Yeah, but he said to me, and I'm like, not getting me mad. And when I'd ask him certain things, like I've got allergies, is Allergex recommended? What would you recommend? I've got the flu, what would you recommend? No, they'll tell you at the hospital, they'll tell you at the hospital. And they had alluded to this at the clinic, that you should have first started here rather than wasting your money on a doctor. And now I know. If anything is wrong with the child, the one thing that I wanted to see was obviously a scan. The child is there because I didn't believe I was pregnant. I still don't believe I'm pregnant. And also Down syndrome. That's one of the good news. The baby doesn't have Down syndrome. And also the sex. So all of those things are ticked, and I'm not going back. Honestly, I cannot in 2021 be made to feel like I'm less than because I happen to be fat. It's not on my watch. Yeah, but like I said, I've had no pre-existing ailments prior to this. Yes, maybe my overweightness has attributed to the fact that I've got high blood pressure and gestational diabetes and just general issues. But like I said, guys, out of all my family, my family, all my cousins have children. I was the only person who doesn't have a child. They've never had problems. So why is it going to be the overarching issue of this and this and this and this? So I said to myself, after later consultation, if they call me, I'll just tell them I'm out of town or just leave it at that. But the clinic has been treating me well, very well. Like, I have no complaints whatsoever. And also, like, it's just abazali, guys, xa besithi wait for marriage to have children, abadlali. Do you know what I mean? Abanimoneli. Yeah, but I feel like for starters, my boyfriend and I are not on speaking terms at the present moment, because I feel like he's not doing enough and he feels like he's doing the most. Yeah, but, and that has been, I think, guys, I've shared this with you guys, that has been the overarching issue throughout all my relationships. I've always wanted more because I give more. Do you know what I mean? But it's a matter of having to work through these things. If these things aren't being able to be disseminated, then it's just really unfortunate. But abazali, guys, obviously into yomitha yesemtshatweni abanimonile. Take it from me. Yeah, and all in all, guys, the good news is that having a baby girl, of course it was going to be a girl because my mom was crazy about girls, and maybe it's a reincarnation of her. And yeah, she doesn't have Down syndrome, and yeah, man, that's it for now. Hopefully I don't get admitted. I really don't look forward to it, but if I do, I'm just gonna have to go because it's for my good, and the good baby's good. But the one thing that I've realized, since I've been put onto so many pills, like iron and stuff, I know I'm not supposed to be complaining, but I understand why people who have chronic or terminal illnesses just decide, I'm not gonna take this treatment and I'd rather die, because it's a lot, guys. It's a lot, and life has to go on. Yeah, but I'm losing hair, my skin is in shambles, as you guys can see, and I'm just not having a grand time, guys. And the only time I'm going to post this video is if there's a happy ending. If not, then I will die with my story. But I'm just gonna do a belly update and then go to the clinic. As it stands, okay, guys, I haven't told my aunt because I didn't want to stress her out because I was writing exams, and I'll tell her when I get my results. So I'll be like, here's LB1, here's LB2. I've told my brothers, and my boyfriend has told his entire family, so it's just a mess. But anyway, like I said, I'm probably 21 weeks, yeah, now. But here's my belly. It's not really showing. Like, if you don't know me, you wouldn't think that I'm pregnant, ne? You just think, oh, this girl's just got such a big tummy, you know. But you can tell from here that there's a little bit of a something. Like, obviously this line as well, which goes right up to there, and you can see the baby's here, and she moves a lot. Even when I'm upset, she'll move. Like, really a reincarnation of my mom. So yeah, this is us at 21 weeks. I'm not feeling any pain or anything. It's just uncomfortable because I've worked so hard to tone up and stuff, only for God to be like, this is actually your weight at the moment. So yeah, guys, let me go. Hi, Chief. Today is the 14th of December 2021. It's around 9 o'clock. It's December, guys, but it's just not giving. And it's not just for me, for everyone. Like everyone on Twitter is like, December xa ingafuni masikake atsho akavumi. The weather is shambolic. There's just, the air is just laced with something very sad. I just don't know what it is. My skin looks better on camera than it is in real life, but it's better than what it was about a month ago. I just having a pimple pop. I believe in these more than I believe in myself. You want a pimple pop, a pimple patch. It's one of these. I first started with these ones from the Scam. Then I also bought these from Clicks. So I think it's placebo effect. I'm trying to go do my hair, but I also have to go to the clinic. The last time we spoke, I was going to the clinic. I figure because I think there was a COVID case. I tried to call yesterday. So today I have to go and then see, because I have to go home on Sunday. Luckily my cousin really, because I haven't met her, because I haven't seen her in forever. She's here for a wedding, so on Sunday we're gonna drive back home together, so that saves me a lot of admin via a trip. Look at the state of my hair, guys. Like, I need to document this, guys. The pale nesbo. But the lady who does my hair, I went there the first time. She's being such a bitch. Because I don't want to cut my hair, and I really don't want to cut my hair because the funu fresh. Yeah, one from my like the banner control still back. Yeah, well, it be long. So I'm paying them just to do a nice thin straight back, so I can have it for at least 2 weeks. Because the plan is going home, then coming back for New Year's and pack up all the shit and move out of here. I know I'm sounding very morbid and blasé, but I got my LLB. LLB completed. LLB. I'm happy and proud of myself. But I just feel like I could have done better. But given the circumstances, I did my best, and I cannot beat myself up about that. I'm not over the moon because I haven't secured a job yet, and I was a child on the way. On Friday, I forgot to vlog because I was not forgot to vlog, but I was late. I went to go see some attorney pertaining my articles the next year. He called me yesterday. He's like, he would advise that I go to law school first, which is one thing I didn't want to do. I wanted to work first, at least for a year, then look at law school if I feel there's a need. It's like, honestly, directors of law firms just don't have time to be training you. What you know from LLB is nothing. At least 4 months of law school, then we can talk again. So my plan now, guys, I'm literally raw. I want to go home, and then obviously I'm going to tell my aunt, which is just another thing that's causing anxiety in my life, because it's like my aunt is taking care of all of us because none of my brothers and I don't have jobs, you know, so she's done it. And even when my mom was alive, she would help along because my mom was a single parent with 4 kids, you know, and she had already, like, we had already been accustomed to a certain standard of living, so she was part and parcel of that and having to maintain us. So now bringing another mouth to feed is just so difficult for me, and I just wish circumstances were different. Yeah, well, I've cried a lot, and I've spoken to God so many times, shouting at him in most instances, because I'm like, as it stands now, like I said the last time, my boyfriend and I were not speaking on speaking terms, still not on speaking terms, and I think things have escalated now. I don't know where the future of our relationship or him being a father will be or end up. It's really unfortunate because this is something I had prayed for. The first video that I shot 2021 was basically me saying this is my year of waiting for Boaz. I don't see myself as a baby mama. I don't see myself as a single parent, and that was my prayer, my daily prayer. Yeah, bro. And it's just a matter of that, like I said last week, about he thinks he's doing the most, and I don't think he's doing enough. Yeah, bro. And I'm under pressure, and he just seems to be lax. But obviously, it's his word against mine, and this is my truth, and he's also got his truth, obviously. And it's a matter of he can't talk to me type of thing because I'm unreasonable and irrational. And it's also a matter of my reactions are not proportionate to his actions. Yeah, well. And I know that even before my pregnancy, that's the one thing my mom said to me, like, yo, ubukali, bro. Like, you've got a very short temper. And life isn't like that. People are not going to work on your time, so you need to be a little bit more patient. But I'd love to be patient, but I just don't have time. I'm delivering in 4 months. And a lot of things have not happened. So I'm going to say I'm angry at God because I verbatimly and explicitly asked him, but take on that girl. Nobody knows in the child, at least a partner who will support me through it all, and I know I will feel safe and secure type of thing, and not to be a single parent, to bring up my child or my children in a two-headed household, because I know the difficulties of it, difficulties of being a single parent, not me being a single parent, but of being a single parent, you know what I mean? Because I was brought up by a single parent, so that's the one thing I never wanted for myself. Yep. But it is what it is, guys, and I got taken. The only thing I can do is trust in him. Probably said you're better off doing things on your own. I have to go and do this hair, and then the clinic I'm going to try, then obviously going to say there's going to be a notice there saying must go to whichever clinic, because I need to get my supplements and stuff. And then I might even end up at the hospital today because they put it off. They have to observe my glucose so that they can administer a treatment for gestational diabetes. And because of everything that's happening at this time, I know it's very sad and somber, but I'm finding it very difficult to bond with this child. Like, it's so difficult. My emotions are all over the place. I just feel like things are not in place the way in which I imagined. And because I'm such a planner, guys, to the T. You guys know that. I like organized things, even though I'm a mess. Like, I'm a complete mess, but at least it'll be organized chaos. Like, I know this is very dark, but I just feel like I could just sleep. I've been so suicidal, feeling suicidal. I know I'm not gonna kill myself, but when is it ever going to shine for me? When is it ever going to happen for me? I mean, I've done so well in my law degree, and now the goalposts have shifted, you know. Most people didn't have to do their PLT, but that go straight into their articles. But that does not seem to be the case. So the one thing that's heavy on my mind, I've never lived with my aunt. I don't know how it's going to go. I couldn't even live with my own mother. It was guys, Zank. I'm a city girl. I'm a town girl. So I think what I'm going to do is just take this 5 months, because law school is closed for first quarter, which is basically January to April. So they open again from May to September. So if I go home now, put my stuff in storage, just to regroup. I'm in tatters. I don't know what my aunt is going to say. I'm scared. I don't want to disappoint her. It's just a lot. But let me get ready, because I've been talking for 9 minutes. Yeah, vlog, with my movie the day I posted. Hi, cheese. I need to refrain from saying long time no see, because obviously it's long time no see, and you guys are going to see this vlog at one go. Ever. But anyway, welcome to 2022. And so us worthy of another year to fulfill our dreams with his help, of course. I am obviously in a new location altogether. Moved out of my place. I think I might have relayed that to you guys, but I haven't been watching back the footage that I've been shooting. I need to stop shaking because it's causing instability. I haven't been looking back at the footage that I've already shot, because I just want my conversations with you guys to be as genuine and not influenced, as genuine as possible, and not be influenced by anything I had said prior. So where do we begin? It's freaking hot. Best purchase I've made to date. Allows 80 rand, but it's literally saved my life. It is today. The date is the 20th of January 2022. It's a little bit after 9 o'clock. I think I've just taken a bath, and yeah, guys, I'm here. I am obviously in my 3rd trimester now. Imagine I'm 30 weeks today, so we've literally got 40 weeks to go, but more or less 8, because I'm a high-risk pregnancy. I'm not going to make it full term to 40, but giving birth at 38 weeks, 37, 38 weeks, for someone my size even is fine. The baby has developed, to a good point. Anyway, where do I start? My life has obviously been shambles. Have not had a grand time on earth in a very long time, but I've had made the conscious decision to no longer live in fear and just believe and trust God. I know I always say that, guys, but it's letting go and letting God at this point in my life, because I never thought I'd be in the position that I am in, but I'm not encore heartbroken. But of course, I've always wanted more for myself and for my child. Not that we don't have anything, but it's just a matter of things just worked out completely differently than what I imagined. But okay, the matter can't live in. Remember, I had the biggest or the worst anxiety pertaining me announcing or telling my aunt that I'm with child. She didn't take it well at all. She didn't take it well at all. I don't want to taint her legacy with myself and basically my child or my partner's family, but the reality is that I have been ostracized from that part of the family. Of course, my immediate family is over the moon, which is my brothers, who I will forever be grateful for. So thank you, Mom. I couldn't imagine my life without them, because they know exactly how I feel. They know exactly how Mama would have reacted. They know I couldn't your type of thing, so I have their support type of thing. It's really unfortunate how my extended family has been towards the whole situation, but I rest easy. I sleep at night because yes, the ideal was not to me to have a child in a pangeli. I don't have a home, a proper home. Our home is dilapidated type of thing. I don't have a job, and I'm not married type of thing. So it's just all of those things. However, we move. Also, I found myself in a position of having to live with my boyfriend, which is not all doom and gloom, but of course, his family, same as it would have happened as Sakaya, is very religious. We're all Catholic, so in Khalisan obviously is frowned upon. But yeah, we explained to his mom the situation, and the last time we spoke, I said him and I were not on speaking terms. We were on a break. A lot of shit happened during that break. I did some things, he did some things. But I think the premise of love and a relationship, a successful relationship, is forgiveness. You guys know I'm the type of person like I'll heal in hell type of thing, but no, forgiveness heals. No, I'll heal in hell, bro. That was my premise, but I found that if I'm going to be that person in this relationship, it's not gonna work, and I'm going to have to charge it to myself. I'll only have myself to blame. So I felt so secure. I felt so safe, within the confines of our relationship, and in terms of him being present now, and everything our things were able to work out. So it's just a matter of now we're starting to nest. The situation isn't ideal because obviously he's a bachelor, or he was a bachelor rather. His place is small, but make it do what it do. And uthixo things just to work out, because I feel like our hearts are both in it, and then we're not on the run for having robbed a bank or killed someone. And as far as most people are making us feel that way, I have to reassure him that. And guys, the one thing I'll always emphasize, I'm not saying his family is judgmental or they're superficial or whatever the case is, but me being able to say, no, I've got 2 degrees. I'm in this mess, yes, but I've got 2 degrees. I've got my B and I've got my LLB. They look at me different. I think, but why can you share my copel than a situation party? I got bed. So I'm fine. I think this is gonna be like 10 minutes. I don't know how long this is gonna be, but I also had to go to the hospital, and I thank God, because I always pray before I leave the house, and when I'm anxious about things. Remember, I think I told you guys about anxious about going to the hospital. It's a public hospital, and the has a very bad reputation. I prayed before I went there, and it was literally a matter of, it was the best service ever, and it also goes back to that thing about, if you're a nice person, people will find it difficult to be bitchy towards you. So it was a matter of my P's and Q's. I was on my P's and Q's about just to open up that avenue of kindness rather than abantu bakubhaqulayo, you know what I mean? It was a whole day thing, but it happened. Understaffed ndiyibonile mhlawumbi there were 14 pregnant women. Akanyoka maternity, guys. Like, if I am to have a second child, uthixo nyhani makandiphe medical aid. Hayi mntakabawo, angekhe ndenze laa nto, because I imagined if I was employed and I had to go to the hospital, do I take a day off? I have to go back next week Tuesday, do I take a day off? Otherwise, either then I had the clinic referred me to the hospital because I had an elevated heart rate, and I would charge that to the fact that I was under a lot of pressure towards the end of last year. My exams, not telling my aunt, my boyfriend and I were not good, so it was a lot that culminated to that. I went to the hospital. They're like, asbonindo, literally, you're absolutely fine, baby's doing well, she's good, she's at 1.23 kgs, and your delivery date has been moved now from at the anticipated date from the doctor, who I don't like at all. I think it was just a waste of my money. Basically said I was due on the 11th of April. However, I'm due end of April, but okay, from not April, March. So, but from mid March, I should anticipate the baby. So yeah, man, it's just that ndivuka ngothando, guys, ndilala ngothando. And it's just so nice that my boyfriend and I are in this together. And my other friend I was speaking to, she's like, Jimmy, I really pray this is it, because I've been there for you when things were like going to shit and you had given up and everything. And in most relationships, this is the peak when couples start fighting, yeah, and you guys are actually starting from scratch. I'm like, I'm glad we made this decision, because it was just a conscious decision about we don't want our child to grow up without both parents, and we have our reasons. Obviously, I was brought up a single parent. His dad was like an MK. Well, he was a veteran, but he was part of the MK, so he was away from home for most of the time. And even when he did come back, he was absent type of thing, because PTSD, which was not diagnosed at the time because no one knew about it. So it's just those things, and it's, at the end of the day, there will be fights, there will be disagreements, there will be wabonisani, but it's about what do we want at the end of the day. And through God, otherwise I'm the happiest I've been throughout this pregnancy. I just can't wait to give birth, so I can give birth and start looking for a job. So it's just those things, okay, that I feel I needed to update. How could I forgo or forget? It's a fun update. So this is me at 30 weeks. Yeah, she's here, guys. She's here. She just does not stop moving. Especially when she hears her dad's voice. It's like, damn, girl, chill. So here we are at 30 weeks. And I think umntana umbona ngale line because iya isanda, yabo, as the uterus expands. These are stuff I'm learning. The doctors were like, you have intelligence. I'm like, duh, I'm a fucking 2-time graduate, you know what I mean? So here we are at 30 weeks. And I think she's pushing up, because this part, up, but up it's still soft and flaccid. It's like normal. So, let me do a thumbnail. Here we are at 30 weeks. Cute, isn't it?